stone colors. You think of Michelangelo, for example. So they created that, and I want to tell you something I did with supervisor's approval. I went up on the statue, and or rather on the pedestal, and I stood between his legs, and I came down, and I looked up at where I was at, and I thought to myself, boy, was I little. I was, because I stood upright under his right leg. The foot to the top of his knee is 8 feet. Now, those of you who are from international areas, how much is 8 feet? Do you know what that might be? How many feet in meters?
2.5 meters.
Okay, all right. 2 meters or thereabouts. And so it gives you a size of how big this memorial is. And just think how big an impact he has had on this country. He is probably our most beloved president. Of course, that's my opinion. People might say, well, no, I think it's so-and-so. That is fine. But he certainly plays a big role. I must mention, too, the left hand is clenched to show determination. The right hand is open to show compassion. You have these two things to the left and right of them. What are they? Are they books? Somebody, I think, asked me one time, are they Bibles? They are not. But, oh my goodness, he could quote the Bible at length. And he could quote Shakespeare at length. And you might think, well, I can quote Shakespeare. Well, good for you. I cannot, not at length. He only had 1 year of formal schooling. And he is quoting that guy. And I have a college degree. You don't want to see anything that I write on any walls inscribed. I got a D in English in college. That's like a 4 in Germany, okay? So you don't want anything from me on any walls. But he had only 1 year of formal schooling. The Gettysburg Address, the second inaugural, they're not just painted on there, they are inscribed. And I'll tell you something. I heard a pastor say one time, something is timeless if it is timely. Well, these are timely. This deals, of course, why we were fighting the war at the time, the North, over here, drawing the country together. And something with that, I think of how important that is. Toward the end, he says, binding up the nation's wounds, just and lasting peace among ourselves and all nations. We can see how the country can be very, very much divided. And he tried to bring the country together. But what I want to concentrate on is this guy's face. What emotions do you see up there? And each one of you brings something different to it because each of us sees a piece of art in a different light. So you might see an emotion that I don't see, or some of the other folks might not see, and that's cool. But I want to touch on several of them that you might see. And one of them would be impassivity. I don't see any emotion. Well, that was sort of like what Lincoln was. His wife, who should know him better than anybody else, said what he felt the most, he expressed the least. And his law partner for about 16 years